Hello, leader. We're in our summer series all about life and leadership because it's no longer about work-life balance. Nope, that is a myth. Realistically, when you are leading a business and a team with a family and community obligations, it's all about work-life integration. Today's episode is a bit of a riff on behavior that I see that drives me nuts when I'm out and about. I'm sure you can relate to some of these. It baffles my mind that business owners don't teach this stuff within their job training. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast, smart leadership for women who mean business. If your business has grown and your team has grown, but it still feels like too much depends on you, this is your podcast. I'm your host, Shelli Warren. Each week, you'll get practical leadership strategies to help you build leaders, create more accountability across your whole team, and stop being the default decision maker in your business. Because your business should be able to grow without requiring more of you. So let's get to it with this reminder. The team that got you here may not be the team that will get you there. Let's go. If you're listening to this in real time, it's summer. For some small businesses, the most lucrative time of the year, especially if you're in retail or hospitality or any business that spins off tourism or the influx of family members who are in town visiting, or even people who relocate for the summer, becoming a local for a few months. Summer can be an injection of revenue, referrals, and goodwill, social media moments, and the start of a bond that keeps people coming back to your area and your business over and over again. So why is it that business owners haven't realized the make or break impact your team has on ensuring people have a memorable experience with you? And by memorable, I mean being memorable for all the right reasons, not the wrong ones, which leads me to the first pet peeve about people at work that I'm going to share with you today. Here's the backstory. Last summer, I visited a beautiful hotel in a city that I'd never been to before. I was excited, and the place was super nice. I asked the front desk person, as you do, about where to eat, where to shop, and was there anything going on near the hotel that I might want to check out. They were stunned. Their response? I'm not from here. So I asked if there's anyone else around that I could ask. They motioned me over to the nearby spa area to ask over there. So I did. And their response? I don't live here. My response? Well, I guess I'll have to Google it. And they were quite happy to hear me say that and then return back to what they were doing. Now, am I nuts? Is it unreasonable for me to think that people you hire who do not live directly in your city, town, or on a nearby street be made aware that this kind of questioning from your guests or customers is normal and they had better have some answers? Is it unreasonable for me to think that the owner wouldn't have some prepared welcome guest material that showcased nearby restaurants, shops, even summer activities taking place? I mean, come on. I'm seeing opportunities to collaborate with other business owners, showing off your local pride of what you have available to those out-of-towners to elevate their experience with you and your city. I'm seeing a shared coupon for deal pricing. I'm seeing opportunities to connect your brand to a well-loved event, even matching their theme. My mind is full of ideas to leverage the summer guest experience that can be revised and then repeated throughout the year, truly elevating the care you and your team have for your guests and customers. Another thing that baffled me is that these team members knew that I was staying there for more than a few days. They knew they'd see me over and over again, and yet not one of them took the initiative to do a bit of research and pull some information together for me. Nope. I guess that would have required too much thinking or too much time away from their iPad, Which leads me to my next pet peeve about people at work. You guessed it. Devices on the job. Oh my gosh. The number of times I've entered a shop and a person is sitting at the cash register on their phone. Sometimes they look and say hi. Most times they don't. A friend last summer said to a team member who fit this exact description, "I'm looking for white linen pants," because she didn't say, "Can I help you?" when we entered the shop. The gal didn't raise her head up from her phone, just waved her hand over to a wall area and said, "The pants are all over there." I looked at my friend and said, "We're out of here." Again, she never looked up once or said a darn thing as we walked out. If she had taken the time to notice us, she'd have seen that both of us had obviously been shopping, as evidence of the number of shopping bags we were all loaded down with. It felt like a Julia Roberts Pretty Woman moment. You're on commission, right? Big mistake. I have to go shopping now. What's infuriating is that most higher-end shops have security cameras. Do the owners ever watch the replays, or are they only watching if they suspect a theft? I want to trust that these particular team members are simply not following through on their sales training that they received when they were hired. At least, I hope that's what's going on. I hate to paint all retail team members this way, because I know that's not true. But come on, this has become a real problem. It hurts your brand, and you know it's hitting your bottom line too. At one of my local in-person workshops this year, someone brought up the dilemma of what to do about this in her place of employment. She noticed that the receptionist at her workplace was frequently on the phone as she arrived each morning, or even after she returned back from lunch, or even as she was leaving for the day. My workshop participant wondered if she should tell the receptionist leader about it. I asked her, "Why would you go to the girl's boss and not speak to her directly about it?" Her response? "Well, I'm not her leader." My response? "Yes, you are. You are a leader, period. The team member may not report directly to you, but you have an obligation to coach her on how her excessive phone use is affecting the client experience, the brand's reputation, and most definitely, her own reputation. Offering guidance on how to break the habit and redirect her to other things that she could be doing during her slow periods would be the next part of the coaching conversation." Now, of course, this made her nervous. So we walked through some ways of starting the conversation, and she took some notes, and I reinforced to her that if she noticed that the receptionist didn't change her behavior after speaking to her about it, this would be the time to let her know that you've noticed that she's still slipping into the habit of being on her phone, and that you'd rather not have to go speak to her leader about it, but it's up to her to make a stronger effort to not being on her phone. Ugh. What do you think? Are you frustrated by people being on their phones at work? Is it situational? Have you become immune to it by now, so it doesn't even bother you anymore? And do you confront your team members about this in your own workplace? My last pet peeve about people at work that I'll vent to you about today is clothing. Yes, I said it. Now, if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you know that I am a huge fan of uniforms at work. I'm an even bigger fan of employment-provided uniforms. And I know that's an expense, but it's also the best way to hold people accountable to your dress code standards, thus keeping better control on your brand. Quarter zip pullovers, crested blazers, branded scrubs. And I'm seeing more and more apparel businesses being launched that specialize in comfortable yet professional work attire that is easy to wash, no iron required, and I'm so thrilled to see it. So here's my question. When did Lululemon workout leggings become appropriate as part of a black-white uniform in restaurants for servers? Now, wait a minute. I'm Canadian, so I get the appeal of Lululemon. But geez, what is up with that? It's become very common for servers to wear black pants and a white blouse. I like that look. You probably do too. But what I don't like is seeing servers at a catered affair wearing a white, or once upon a time that shirt was white, and some leggings. Not pants, not Bermuda shorts or golf shorts, not a golf-style skirt, but leggings, and some of them have seen better days. I would hope that the team trainer would have set expectations about uniforms, especially if it's not an actual employer-provided uniform, reinforcing with clarity on what meets the expectation and what does not. That's the way to go, and you might have to confront team members more than once to make it stick. But unfortunately, I don't think this is the case in all establishments. The same goes for spas, hair salons, and just regular restaurants. What has happened to the business owner that she has lost her grip on appearance standards? What happened that they're tolerating this? Did they forget that your team is an extension of themselves? Broken zippers, missing buttons, stains, unpressed clothing, ill-fitting clothing. Sometimes these team members look like they just rolled out of bed and rushed into work. A real hot mess. Ugh. When I see someone at work who I think fits the part, I tell them they do. I never miss a chance to reinforce that someone looks great or pulled together, regardless of where I am and what kind of workplace it is. So I'll stop going off on all this today, but let me leave you with this. Pay attention to the details. The reality is that most business owners don't wake up in the morning hoping to micromanage dress codes, remind people to put their phones away, or explain why knowing about your community matters. But when standards are not clear or aren't being followed, those small issues start to become bigger problems. And I don't have to tell you that culture isn't built by a mission statement hanging on a wall. You know it's built by what people do every single day when people are not watching and when people are not reminding them. So what would I see if I visited your workplace? If you've made it through to the end of this episode, bravo! That tells me you're primed to expand your leadership skills. Summer can be the perfect time to strengthen your leadership capacity and elevate the performance of your team. Many of you are service-based business owners, and you're seeing your schedules shift over the summer because client cancellations are increasing. People are delaying getting started with you until the fall, and so team members often have more space on their calendar for professional development and deeper conversations that you would have liked to have hosted during your busier seasons. So because of that, I'm opening up a limited number of spots for what I'm calling leadership intensive days for you, those business owners. I'm also opening up a limited number of spots for custom virtual team workshops this summer. Now, these are sessions designed to help you use the slower season strategically so you can head into the fall with stronger leadership, clearer expectations, and a more capable team. DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn, and I'll get you the details.
This is Ellie. Come back next Tuesday. My Mimi will have another episode for you.